Welcome back then to another video here on Squadding Quads, and today you've asked us for some more premium drones. We've looked at the budget end of the spectrum, we've looked at the premium end of the bind and fly market, but you guys have been asking for more premium kits and more premium sub 249 gram kits, and I'll be honest, none come close to the premium quality and build of the Proto kits, especially the Proto25. So I'm somebody who started in FPV pretty much with a 5-inch and always thought 5-inch was God. But then we had the fad of 249 grams with, it was originally the Umagod. But the reality is these things have become so much better over time. You can fly them in so many different places, as we're going to see towards the end of this video, that actually the majority of the quads that I've got now are actually sub 249 grams. So anyway, that's a little bit of a history lesson for you. This is a Proto25 and we are going to have a quick look at a build. We're not going to go super in depth in the build. We're going to look more at the flight performance and how we've spec'd it for you guys so that you know how to spec it yourselves, and we'll have a look at the tune later on in the video as well, so you can pick up the tune yourself and we'll take it from there really. And as always, if you've got any questions whatsoever, drop them in the comments down below. It really does help drive the channel forward. So the more comments that you guys can ask and the more questions that you can ask really does help drive us forward. We've had an amazing month in August. Let's try and make September a record break. We had 900,000 views in the month of August. Let's see if we can break that 1 million view mark. And all I need you guys to do is like, comment, share, and yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So we'll unpackage this, we'll take a look at this, and from here we'll go further into it. And there are numerous benefits to this frame, but one of the best parts about this frame is the super simplicity of how to put it together. You've got 4 standoffs, as you're going to see me sort of try to demonstrate screwing in now. You literally screw the 4 standoffs in. You've then got a TPU mount for your camera and a top plate. There's a few extra little bits that you can put on from there, but it is so simple. So some frames you've got to sort of look at the diagram and then you've got to consider, does this go here and does this? Really simple. One piece bottom plate, screw in your 4 standoffs, put on your TPU for your camera, then you've got a TPU at the back for your antenna and for your GPS. Underneath you can see there is a hole, a circular hole in the middle of this frame, and you may be thinking, is that a weight saving thing? But actually it's an LED thing, and if you look on the right side of the screen you can see a white piece of or a clear piece of TPU. Included in this kit is an LED light which you can get to flash in any color combo you want within Betaflight, and ultimately it acts as like a little strobe underneath the drone, which we love because what does that do? That increases our visual line of sight. Increasing our visual line of sight means we can fly further away and still stay safe and legal. Absolutely brilliant that they've done that and included that in the actual kit as well. So let's fast forward a little bit to the sort of next phase, but ultimately, as you can see, I've got hold of the camera mount now, and that just sort of slides in at the front. It is a dead cat frame as well, so there are going to be no props in view, as you probably saw from the opener. I have posted quite a few shorts and a few Instagram reels of this in the past few weeks, but actually sitting down to edit and put this video together has just taken a little bit longer than I would have hoped. I would have hoped to have this out a couple of weeks ago. But I was chatting over to Patrick at ProtoFPV, and he did mention that the frames had actually sold out. So we decided to just hold this video back for a little bit, and now we're sitting down and editing it. And hopefully you should be able to go out there and buy one of these, because my advice before I even get anywhere close to the end of this video is this is going to be something that you are going to want to pick up. If you're a builder and you're like, oh, I've spoken to quite a few people, and quite a few people have been, I'm really interested in this frame. It looks super premium, but it's just a little bit expensive. And the frame itself isn't expensive. However, if you're in the UK, the shipping to the UK does add a little bit. That's unfortunately just one of those things. If you was in Canada, then that wouldn't be a condition. It wouldn't be a consideration of yours. But just where we are and the people that I've spoken to, most of the people I've spoken to are in the UK, and they're all really interested in it. But obviously the shipping, they're like, well, is it going to be worth it? Guys, before I even get anywhere close to the end of this video, the answer to that question is an unequivocal absolutely yes. So you can see on the screen we've put the TPU camera mount on, and we've put the GPS and the antenna mount. The antenna mount on the bottom is for your ELRS sort of T antenna, and the antenna mount on the top is for your O4 Pro antennas. You've then got arm guards. These just slide on, dead simple. So we're going to fast forward a little bit and let's see where we get to next. This is the LED that's included that I mentioned earlier. You're going to have to solder the wires to it. Each pad is labeled, and then it's just a case of soldering it into your chosen flight controller. What you want to do is you want to put it into the LED holder, face down, obviously, and there is a couple of little strips. So you can also put your ELRS in there as well. I didn't because I'm a rebel without a clue. But yeah, that's what that's for. So you just slide it in and then obviously pull the wires out and solder them into your flight controller. Simples. Now, this build is going to be in a couple of different series. It's going to all be within this one video, but actually what happened was when I initially built it, I used some Speedy B electronics, which had served me well in the past. Unfortunately, when I put them into this, either there was a problem with them or there was an outstanding problem that I hadn't caught, or I don't know is the simple answer, and we had problems. So what we then did is we got this T-Motor F7 all-in-one flight controller, which as you can see is co-formal coated, and we got some we got some Deep Space 1404 4500 kV motors. 1404 4500 is my favorite size and kV for a 4S sub 249 gram, sort of 2.5 to 3 inch FPV drone. I think they're absolutely bang on the money. So I will show you some of this flight controller, but you may see in some of the other clips when I'm showing you how to do other things that it's got different motors or a different flight controller, and that's the reason why. I'm not trying to hide anything, I'm not trying to blag anything. It was just one of those things where after the initial flight we had those oscillations, which I think I put on a short, and it just wasn't working properly. So I just thought, well, I can chase this down forever, or the quickest thing is just replace these electronics because I'm not 100% sure on them, and that's what we did. So yeah, let's move on. So once you've seated the flight controller into the frame in whichever position you want to do it, it's then time to pre-tin the wires for the motor pads. Now these are pretty small wire motor pads, so you're just going to have to be super careful with your soldering iron. Get it up to 480 degrees and get in there, get the solder on the pad and get out as quick as you can. Depending on the flight controller, most all-in-ones, you're going to have to change the orientation of them, because in this particular frame it sits squarely, whereas in most frames like this with these all-in-ones it's going to sit at sort of a slight angle, a diagonal angle almost is the best way to explain it without getting too technical, and most of them are set up for that out of the factory, so you may just need to check your board orientation, but again we can look at and we can discuss those things, not a problem. So this is pre-tinning the wires. I don't think I need to show you any more, do I, guys? Now, as we move around this build, we then come to pre-tinning the wires for the receiver, etc. I probably used too big of a tip for this, but unfortunately, sometimes you're in a bit of a rush and you just do what you do. You probably shouldn't. But what I wanted to raise here is how easy this frame is to work on. Some frames, once you've got stuff in, it's all a little bit difficult. But as you can see, all I needed to do was just remove a couple of screws, and then I've got full access to the front and back of it. So it, you know, obviously my advice to you is put the flight controller in, then wire everything up, and then put everything in. But the point is, if you ever needed to access it, if you ever needed to change anything, it's so easy to work on. It's one of the easier smaller frames to work on, and that is ultimately why it is a premium frame after all. We'll watch me solder these pads to the UARTs, or solder these wires to the pads even. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's content, and content is content after all. Would you have spec'd it with an F7, or would you have just gone with an F4? I've got to be honest, the way I thought of this, and this is I think where I forget how to solder, what I was thinking about this as I was doing it was, it's a premium frame, so we need to give it premium electronics. electronics, and that's what we've done. And I think, as anybody who has seen any of the videos that we've put out, you probably agree, or at least I hope you agree. And if you don't agree, let me know. But it was the right decision to go with premium electronics when it is such a nice frame. Right, let's move on. I am actually dismantling the frame at this moment in time, but I just wanted to show you how that LED sits in there. You do need to push it in so that it sort of plops through the first, there's like a lip on the side of it. I initially had it so it was sat just above that lip, but you just sort of need to do it at the corners and push it down so it sits like this. It sits lovely and underneath that flight controller. That's all I wanted to say. Next up, you're going to want to be looking at installing that lovely O4 Pro into this drone. And I would advise going with the O4 Pro. You could always go with the O4 Lite or something else. But again, ultimately, if you're going with a premium build, you're going to want to go with a premium sort of camera system to go with it. There are these smaller antennas. I find they work fine as long as you're not at a crazy mad range, and it just helps balance out that weight so you've not got too heavy a weight over the back. You can see that the TPU that's provided is split down the middle as well, so you can just sort of slide them in there without too much of a problem. So let's move to putting the O4 Pro into this drone then. You've got the top plate here, and the O4 Pro will just screw into that top plate. You need to put a battery strap obviously on top of the O4 Pro, put your Velcro side down so that way it wraps around the battery. It will then obviously hold it on nice and secure. Now, once you've screwed your screws into the top plate, through the top plate and into your O4 Pro, it's then a case of getting the TPU, and again, it's probably easier to take it off the frame, match up your camera holes to the holes on the side of the ProtoFPV camera mount, and then just screw your O4 Pro camera into it. Once you've done that, you can then just slide it straight back down without a problem. At this stage now, you need to grab your cable and plug it into the back of the O4 Pro. Don't forget this step. Don't ask me how I know, but it's frustrating if you put it all together and forget this step, and then you sat there wondering, why is my O4 Pro not powering on? Again, don't ask me how I know. It's just intuition or something along those lines. And once you've done that, it's then a case of making sure you put it on the rotary round quads. Well done. Now this is where the gremlins set in a little bit. So I have been having camera issues for the past few weeks. This was filmed a few weeks ago, and I did film sort of putting it all together, and unfortunately we just didn't record. I have fixed those issues, but we do have a little bit of a chunk of this missing, and that's part of the reason why the Raptor from ProtoFPV isn't out yet as well, because all of that footage has been lost and I'm trying to recover it, but the camera has the hard drive in the camera has died, so we're having trouble with that. So I'm trying to work out a best way of doing it. It may just be a case of taking it apart and refilming it, but who knows. Anyway, all you need to do is obviously just put the camera back down, slide it back down over the standoffs, then put the top plate on. You'll notice that I've installed longer antennas than what I had before. These worked slightly better, but also they just fit that little bit better. Then get the included battery mat, cover your obviously screws with it, and then you've got your battery strap that I mentioned before that needs to go on. I did actually mention the Velcro one. This comes with a non-Velcro one, and actually it's really good. I didn't think I'd like it, but actually it's super impressive. And then it's just a case of putting the props on, and it all depends on whether you run props in or props out as to which way these props are going to need to go on. I particularly run props out, so this is the way that I'm going to put them on, and then it's a case of let's get this thing out there and get flying.
Are you chasing it?
Yep.
It's very much open the boat It's falling a little bit behind, trying to catch it.
There we go, right behind him now.
Oh yeah, nice. Have you got to see the speed bit? A little bit behind.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna get really close to us. Oh my god, there's a seagull chasing the seagull as well. I'm scared of the seagull. I'm gonna come on the saw. I'm gonna come on the saw as well.
That'll do me. Grab it quick.
Got it.
Thank you.
It's so close. Why was oh yeah.
Because I'm yeah. Done it.
Nice, I saw you there.
Did you see it on the windy side?
Isn't egg so truck coming, bro? Have you done any things yet? Have you gone through any of the things yet?
Yeah, this is my second time through now.
Oh, I saw you. Boom! Oh, let me know when you're coming back.
I did a stunt. Right, I'm going to come back now. I'm going to have a more tech-heavy video on this drone coming in the coming few weeks or so. But in the meantime, I'm just going to put up here the tune as recommended by Patrick over there at ProtoFPV. This is the tune that I've got on mine, and as you've seen from the flights, it really isn't a problem. There's not much point in plugging it in and showing it you on Betaflight because it's here in the screenshots. So if you need to pause this video, pause it here, take a screenshot, do whatever you need to do, but that's the tune as recommended, and I can highly recommend it myself. On to the community spotlight, my favourite part of these videos, because I get to chat with you guys and to you guys. The first comment is from Morty FPV, and when I put this video out, I was having a tricky day. We all have them. And I make no secret of the fact that I have them. I have struggles like everybody else. You know, life isn't perfect. And I put the video out, and then I got this comment from Morty at probably exactly the right time that I needed to read it. He said, "You prove your supporters right with every video. We're following the right leader in this hobby who prioritizes safety and inspires many pilots to get into this. I firmly think we will all look back and agree that you were one of the best guiding voices in the FPV community." Now, honestly, like, amazing, genuinely amazing. It came at exactly the right time that I needed it. And it always comes back to the point I make: be kind and just give it one more day, because it doesn't matter how bad it is today, tomorrow's a new day and we can look at it in a different way. So the fact that people are responding to the channel in the way that I sort of put myself out there, I try and put myself out there, you know, in exactly the same way. Be kind, one more day, and blew me away. Thank you so much more. I genuinely needed and appreciated that. Today's a different day than that comment was left, and everything is moving forward brilliantly. So again, you know, one more day. Now, General Lee said about the night vision video that we put out the other day. Absolutely awesome, brother. Oh yeah, love some night vision, and quads equals heavenly. It was the first time I'd ever done it. We put the title in there to say that it was midnight, and as with everything on YouTube, it's not quite as straightforward as what it looks initially. But that said, it was pretty late, don't get me wrong, and it was the black of night. It was unbelievable. And the fact that I could even do that, let alone the half of it, was wild. So yeah, I hope to bring some more night vision cameras to you. I hope to bring some thermal cameras to you. And let's really expand what we're doing and how we're doing it. And let's be the biggest and the best, because that's my goal from day one, to be the biggest and the best. We've got a long way to go, but we're fighting, and we get in there. So give me one more day. And Prince Plays 21 says, "Did you order this directly from China?" Now, he's talking about the Spider-Sora. This little bad boy. And no, it doesn't come from China. It comes from an American manufacturer. He and I are good friends, and he's been talking to me for a long time about, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm doing it, what do you think? And then ultimately he said, right, you're going to get a prototype. It's not quite the finished version, but you're going to have about 30 days. Let's do some magic with it. And that's where we're at. So that will launch in about 30 days. So I'm going to keep dripping stuff out. But no, it doesn't come from China. It comes from the good old Uncle Sam's United States of America. And I just wanted to add one final comment, one final point to this video, of the community spotlight section of this video, should I say. And that is, you will have all noticed in recent times that I have been doing lots of community posts to stimulate debate. Some of you may call it rage bait. I would never call it such a thing, honest. And that's what we're doing. We're stimulating debate, because there's nothing better that I love when I'm not flying, to have a chat and a debate and hear your thoughts and opinions, because your thoughts and opinions on things help me shape this channel. So if you sometimes think that I've put a comment up there and you think, wow, this guy's an entitled whatever, it's not that. It is literally, I want to stir your debate and I want to get your honest thoughts and opinions on that subject, so that I know how to move this channel forward with you guys in mind. So don't think that I'm entitled or elitist or any other words like that, because that's not what it's about. It is genuinely, and only genuinely, about understanding where you guys think, where you guys sit, but also having a chat with you guys as well, because like I said, that's something I really do enjoy. Moving the channel forward and really sort of going to the next level with it. So don't be offended, but do join in the debate. It is really important. And if you want to join in the next debate for the next community spotlight, leave a banger of a comment down below. We've got some amazing stuff coming in the next few days. So I'm going to need as many comments as I possibly can, because I'm going to have to fill quite a few community spotlights. So get as many comments as you can left down there. We've still got giveaways and stuff ongoing, so make sure you've watched the other videos of those to make sure that you're entered into the giveaways. So much coming up, so much on the channel at the minute, and I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. Right, let's go to the outro, where I probably talk for far too long again and find out just what I think of this amazing sub 249 gram Proto25 from ProtoFPV. I forgot how to talk again then. I keep doing that. It's probably not the right career choice for me, is it, this whole YouTube talking thing? Right, let's go. So then, that was the ProtoFPV Proto25. And let's give our thoughts, feelings and opinions on this build. Like I said at the start of this video, this drone, or this frame, is really high quality. We've matched it with super high quality motors. As you've seen, we have chipped a prop off this on landing. Entirely my fault. It wasn't anything related to the drone. We've got the 04 Pro in it. We've got GPS. We've got ELRS. We've got an F7 stack and really nice motors. So as well as being a really premium frame, we've made it so that it's a really premium build. And what that has enabled me to do, and I'm recording this particular segment a few weeks later, is fly some of the best flying that I've ever done in my entire life. For anybody that's followed the channel over the summer, I've flown through gaps that I've not even dared fly near for the past 5 years since I've been into FPV. I've chased trams up hills, I've chased speedboats in the middle of the ocean, and it's all, if I'm honest, thanks to this. Now, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I don't want to make it sound like it's more than what it is, and it's a miracle drone that suddenly makes me a better pilot. It isn't. And it's probably a culmination of a few things, including the fact that I'm flying more and I've been in the hobby for longer, so I'm picking up the confidence and I'm picking up the abilities. However, you've still got to have a drone that you trust. There's no vibrations within this. The tune is super relaxed. It flies and goes exactly where you expect it to go when you tell it to go there, and it's just super premium. It really is. Now, like I say, we decided to bring some more premium drones to you. A lot of people in the UK was asking about this, but was a bit concerned about the cost of shipping from Canada, and it is a little bit high, and it does make this a little bit of a premium purchase. The question ultimately is it worth it? And I'm going to put it down for this, because it's important that I really impart this to you now. This drone, this frame, was purchased by me. The owner of ProtoFPV, Patrick, said to me, "Do you want an affiliate account?" And I said, if I don't need an affiliate account, I don't want one, because ultimately I want the products to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. Patrick was absolutely fine with that. A lot of manufacturers these days are like, no, you must have an affiliate so we know exactly how well you're doing when it comes to sales and blah, blah, blah. Patrick was really cool. Patrick was really chill. He was like, no, don't worry about it. Now, he has sent me the Raptor 6, the 6-inch version. As I mentioned before, we have had camera failures, we have had hard drive failures, and that whole project is still ongoing, but because we've lost all the data, it's a bit of a nightmare. So we're going to take, in its individuality, the Proto25. Yes is the simple answer. It's probably the best 2.5-inch I've ever flown, and I really hate that phrase, and you guys know I hate that phrase. However, you do have to build it yourself. They don't come as a ready-to-fly kit. The good part about that means that you can spec it to your budget or your wishes, your needs, etc. It is brilliant. It really is brilliant. Now, I'm going to have some more videos coming out in the coming few weeks. We'll discuss the weight, we'll discuss the tune, we'll discuss what happened with that prop. And we'll fly it more. We'll take it to the bando, and you know, as summer's sort of winding down, we're gonna have a little bit more time in the studio to do a few more of the technical stuff and help you guys set stuff up. So we're gonna do all that, not a problem. But do I think you should buy it? Well, there's a link in the description down below. It is not an affiliate link, so that should tell you everything you need to know. If I am advertising something and saying I specifically don't want an affiliate, and I paid for it myself, and I'm still recommending it, I think, to be fair, we can probably say it's well worth buying. Now, I will leave a link in the description for every part I've used as well. Some of those will be affiliates, but they won't cost you any extra. Just shows the manufacturers that we are worth working with. I do just really, really quickly, and most of you will have probably clicked off by the end of this, so if you haven't, leave a comment down below and tell me that you've listened to this bit. In August, we amassed 960,000 views across the channel, just short of 1 million, and I'm absolutely blown away, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody. BoyWonderFPV is stood behind the camera. He's focus pulling. Hello, Boywonder. He's focus pulling for me today. He's learned so much over August because he's been by my side throughout. So, you know, credit to BoyWonderFPV as well for getting the channel elevated to nearly 1 million views in a month. It is beyond my wildest dreams. Let's push for 1.5 million next month, and let's just push to the stratosphere, because honestly, guys, I want to be here forever. I don't intend to burn out. I don't intend to leave this channel. I don't intend to suddenly one day be like, nah, I'm done. I want to be here forever. I want to be a resource for you guys. So if you've got any questions, if you've got any videos making, leave a comment down below. And I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's do a giveaway. Boy Wonder, I don't know what we're going to give away, but we're going to give something away. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, 1 million. So just factor the word, or the two words, 1, the number, and million into your comment. Doesn't matter what else you say. You can say whatever else you want, but just make sure you put 1 million in there. And what we'll do is, where are we now? We do, let's say, the middle of September. I'm not going to announce that we've got a giveaway in this video. It won't be this. I can't give this away, I'm afraid. I don't know what it'll be, but it will be a drone or a helicopter or a controller. It will be something that's well worth entering. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but we'll do something. So leave. Yeah, Boy Wonder and I'll discuss it, and what we'll do is we'll do a live stream, because we're supposed to do a live stream yesterday for another giveaway. Things have been absolutely crazy, as you can probably guess. So we're going to do that, and then we'll sit down and we'll work out what it is. Anyway, I've been talking for far too long. Peace!